They're ready. You've been warned. It's my mom and my grandma. Good luck.
Welcome to another episode of A Cup of Tea and a Laugh. We actually have cups of tea today.
Cheers.
You know, I noticed though, you like the mugs.
I do. I love the mugs.
Do you think that's a generational thing?
Yes. Maybe.
Because my generation definitely has the cups of tea.
Yeah, you guys like the saucer and the teacup. I like the mug.
Now it's because we're messier. We always spill.
No, it's terrifying. I'm gonna break something. It's too much to handle at once. You got the saucer. This is like solid. The handle's solid. Something.
But what if you spill some? Where does it go?
You don't.
Now, see, that's the difference. My generation were sloppy buggers. We spill things, I guess. I don't know.
Sorry.
And speaking of generational, that is actually going to be our topic today. We're going to be talking about, I have a list here. Generation Jones, which is myself. I am not Generation X. Look it up.
Generation Jones? I've never heard of that.
I'm a Generation Jones. We often get lumped into Generation X, but we have our own separate.
Okay, what years are Generation Jones then?
Google it.
Okay.
Again. All right. So I'm a Generation Jones, as I said, not an X. She is a millennial.
I never heard of Generation Jones.
See, you learned something today.
It's a micro-generation, usually defined as people born roughly between 1954 and 1965. It sits between the baby boomers and Generation X, which is why it has its own label. Well, I'll be. Baby boomers are 1946 to 1964. Generation Jones is 1954 to 1965. And Generation X is 1965 to 1980. Okay.
See, I get tired of being called a boomer.
A baby boomer, yeah.
Because I'm not a boomer. I'm not a Gen X. I am literally a Gen Jones. So,
Okay, maybe I do need a saucer on this sweet. Hey. I got it. Okay.
So we're going to have a couple of segments today. The first segment is generational shock questions. So we did prepare a couple of questions.
Okay. When did you start playing video games?
There's a game named Pong. It came out in the 1970s, and I started with that. And I just kept it up all the time. And so I've gone along. A lot of people think these old folks like me don't play games. We were the originals. We were the OGs. You know? Y'all just jumped on our train. Pong was this game. It was like
Pac-Man?
No, it was like table tennis. And you got on it.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah. I have seen this. Yeah, never mind. Yep. It's like, got the tennis table in the middle, and then your character, it's like a block, and you move it. And then the other character has a block, and you move it, and you've just got to hit it back and forth, the ball.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We would spend hours doing that. It was great. Then we went up to things like, Alien Space Invaders and Frogger. Hey, Frogger was good. This little frog going across the road. You had to hop him across the road, and these cars come and smash him and squish him on the road. It was good.
There's arcade games that are still like that, and my daughter loves them. Like likes to play. It's like an original. Yeah, okay. Sorry, continue.
And then we go up to Donkey Kong, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Yes, it's my favorite game still to this day.
And then we moved on up, and now it's Fallout and it's Fortnite, which we've recently introduced her to.
I'm the worst at video games. We'll get into that. I stare at the sky most of the time and I'm trying. I did pretty good today.
You did.
Only died.
Almost everybody does that when they start out, though. I remember our youngest daughter one time we were playing, I can't remember what game it was, but she used to say, she'd jump on our heads and we'd be looking all around and she'd be standing on our heads and she'd count down. She'd go, 3, 2, 1. We're just spinning, and then she'd shoot us.
Yeah, but they were like today watching Brady. That's my sister. When you die, you can watch your teammates play. She's doing 19 different things at one time. She's pulling out another gun. She's healing herself. She's turning. She's getting up. I'm literally like, med pack, heal, gun. And then when somebody stands next to me, I'd panic shoot, where you just spray around you, not even aimlessly aiming. It's incredible because she thinks of 19. I watch her and I'm like, I can't even follow her trying to watch her. It's insane.
You'll get that good.
I don't know if my brain can process that.
There is, and that comes down to, again, why don't older people play video games? It's really good for our brains, keep us active. But it is, you've got to be able to think quick. And you have to, hand-eye coordination for older people is not necessarily always there, especially if you haven't always done it. So that is one reason it might be harder for an older person.
Yeah. Yeah, because I love puzzle games. You give me a good puzzle game, I'll spend hours playing that. But yeah, the first-person shooting games, it's very overwhelming sometimes. I'm like, what's happening? Where are we going? Okay?
We just tell her, follow us.
I'm really good at being a follower.
And we're like, okay, who's going to babysit Amber?
They literally have to. You have to babysit me through it and go, did somebody explain this to her?
But we've all been there. We've all started that way.
Now, you give me a good puzzle game, and I'll tell you how to solve that riddle in 5 seconds flat.
Which she does, because I've been playing one on my phone and got totally stuck, and she just came, you do this, this, and this. And
my daughter's the same way, though.
Yeah.
Like, she can grab it. I think it's because her and I play them together, and I was stuck on a level in it. I don't play, like, easy ones. And she comes over, and I was trying to, it's like one of the, what do you call it, like chess ones. They've got different pieces, and you got to figure out which puzzle to open up this piece kind of thing. And she comes over, and I was really stuck on it. And she was like, oh, Mom, just grab that piece, put it over here, angle it this way, and go. And I mean, I was stuck on that for like 30 minutes, and she solved it in like 2 seconds. And I was like, that's my girl.
Keep in mind, she's only 9 years old.
She's 9 years old. She's very, very good at them.
She is.
She's really good at them.
Next question.
Oh, sorry. Sidetracked.
ADHD?
ADHD. Welcome. Why are you the one streaming video games?
I love it. It's fun. I started because, and we've mentioned before, I'm a therapist, and I was seeing a lot of kids that were going to be the next great Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, and they were going to make millions and millions. So yeah, I should mention Ninja, since those are kind of all the OGs of this whole thing. And when I would try and question them on it, they would kind of give me that look of, you're old, you don't know what you're talking about. And so I thought it'd be good for my career and my interaction with these teenagers to learn how to stream. So I learned how to stream. So the next time I went in with one of them, that was my major one that was always saying it, I said, so what are you going to use? Are you going to use Streamlabs? Are you going to use OBS? What are you going to do? And he kind of looked at me and he goes, okay, you got street cred. And that was one of my biggest in my career. Yay, I got street cred from a 17-year-old. Woohoo! So I learned to stream, and I actually enjoy doing it. I stream on the Granny B Gaming, as we mentioned last time, with a few hiccups on that one. And I stream all kinds of games. I stream Fortnite, Sea of Thieves, Fallout sometimes, some scary games. You can catch me on Twitch. So that's why I started streaming. I think you got one more question?
I got 2 more.
Oh, you got 2 more.
I got 2 more. Why do you have more online accounts than I do? So true. It's so true.
It's not hard at all because she probably has none.
I have a YouTube, but I watch YouTube. That's it. That's what I have YouTube.
So I have one because of starting to stream. I needed to get my streams out there, and because, like I said, I was learning. And they said, get a Twitch, get a YouTube channel, do shorts, do this, do that. And so I learned how to do it for my gaming platform. I'm also going to be doing it for this. And so that's why I love learning new things about programs and technology. I'm learning a program to edit this right now, DaVinci, which is hard, but it keeps my mind going. I also have a lot more emails addresses than you, mainly because I forget I set them up. And then I forget to use them. And that's actually why I have some of the software programs too, because I try them out and then I forget I tried them out. And then all of a sudden something comes up in my email saying, you're going to have to pay for another month. And I will, oh shit, I had that program. So that also happens. Yeah. Hubby does not like that aspect of it. But again, ADHD brain, 12 o'clock at night, this program sounds great. Let me do this. And then I forget I haven't.
Last question. Why do you... Oh, this is so true. Why do you own enough streaming equipment to start a small TV studio? Before you answer this,
yeah,
I had talked about doing something like this, and I was like, but then again, the amount of money that we would need to like invest in like equipment, just even basically start doing what we're doing right now, like the microphones and the stands for the cameras and lighting if we chose to do that in a room or something, like, and the program to do the editing and all the aspects that are included in this. And I was like, It'd be fun. It would be a good therapy thing, and I think people like we can be really funny, and people enjoy watching it sometimes. And my mom turned around, she goes, "Well, I have all that." And I was like, "What do you mean you have all that?" She goes, "Oh, I just thought that." Well, anyway, you continue. Why do you have so much equipment?
Because again, at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, I see a teleprompter, and I go, "Ooh, I need one of those." I don't know why, but I'm sure I need one of those. And so I get a teleprompter. Cameras, the good thing is because I run my own business, a lot of this I can use as business expenses because I make videos for my therapy website. So it's business expenses. But yes, as a dear friend of mine, Cassie, says, I have all the gear and no idea. And which is pretty much true. I buy the equipment and think I might use it. I do sometimes, but yeah, I just love electronics.
She literally has everything. Like even like games. I'll be like, "Oh, I'd really like to get my daughter something, or Mario Kart." I was like, I don't like video games a lot. Like I said, puzzle games I love, but Mario Kart, I could play that for hours. And like, it's nostalgic with my childhood. And I was like, "Oh, I really wish I had a Switch, but they're so expensive. Like, me and her could play Mario Kart." And my mom goes, "Well, I've got one. And not just that, you've also got the plug-in to put into the TV, like the different." Within 24 hours, me and Evelyn were playing Mario Kart, thanks to you.
She also got an Xbox because she got sick one day, and we had we have an outside setup to play games, and we have inside. So we had two of the new Xboxes outside, and then she got sick, so we lent her one of our Xboxes. That was like 5 years ago. We've now changed to give it to her.
And they also came out with the new Harry Potter game, and I love Harry Potter. And I was trying to find some kind of like outlet that I could, do something on my own, have my own me time kind of deal. And who was playing it? Or you guys were talking about something. I got hooked. Like, I love that game because it is just enough of like, actually those are my kind of games too. Yeah. It's enough of puzzles in it, but it's a storyline and there's a little bit of fighting. That's my kind of, yeah. So yeah, and anyway, I kept the Xboxes because I play the Harry Potter game all the time.
So anytime she needs any kind of electronics, she calls us up. "Hey, do you happen to have?" We go,
"Oh yeah, I don't go to Best Buy. I don't go buy things right away. I call and go. I mean, it's not stuff you guys are actively using, but I'll go. Hey, any chance you got this, or this that you're not using that you just got hanging around?" And 90% of the time, my mom will go, "Oh yeah, we've got that. No problem."
But I will say, my youngest daughter's boyfriend's family beats us out when it comes to electronics. We went to visit them for Christmas, and I was in heaven just walking around their house because they've got every gadget under the sun. So it was like, yes. So,
which is so funny because you guys it's a generational thing again. You guys are not much older. That's going to sound really bad. You guys are older than me, and your house is full of electronics, and mine is like, I have a TV, and the only electronics I do own are because you guys have bought them for me. I have an Alexa. You guys got that for Christmas, which I love. They got me, the skylight, the calendar. I love organization, and with my ADHD, I need reminders of things. So that you guys got me a skylight calendar. I love that thing. But like my Xboxes, you guys got, and I have a TV, and that's it. It's.
Which really leads into the question I had for you. How can someone born in 1985 be less interested in tech than their mother?
I don't think it's less interest. It's one of those, like, I've never needed it, so I just don't need it, if that makes sense. Like,
need? It's what?
I'm a very, like, if I don't need it, I don't have it kind of person. Like, I'm very simplistic in that nature. Like, I just don't, I don't know. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. Well, that's because I will openly admit I have anxiety really bad. And those platforms, they can be the greatest things in the world for people, but for people with high anxiety, if you have anxiety, I highly encourage just shut it off for like a week or two and see how you do with it. I have not had for 9 years, so it takes a while.
There's a bug that keeps flying around my head. I'm not just imagining things here.
It takes a while to get used to not having it, but once you're used to it, it's actually very. But no, I just.
And that was actually my next question. Why do you avoid social media like it's a contagious disease?
My anxiety. Yeah, my anxiety. And I really don't. I like my personal space. I like people not knowing every little thing I'm doing. I don't like to, and I feel like it's kind of like Keep Up with the Joneses. Like, it's kind of...
Especially I care since I'm a Jones.
Yeah. Is that where that term came from?
Actually, it was.
Is it?
Because our generation kept trying to keep up with the neighbors. You know, if neighbors got green sinks, we got to have green. It's keeping up with the Joneses.
See,
and that's where it came from.
Well, that's a big part of it. Like, I know friends who have it and happy lives, content, doing really good, and then all of a sudden they'll see that Sarah Jane threw a party and she had this new ice maker or something, and then all of a sudden it's like they're like, well, I wish I had that ice maker, and everybody's just trying to, or not even keeping up with anybody anymore. I think the biggest thing that I hear people say is the facade that people put on there. They try to make their lives look better because they feel like they have to than it actually is. So they go on vacation, say, and it's like 90% of the time the vacation is like getting lost, trying to find things, or, you know, it's not perfect the entire vacation for anybody, but all they post is the great things. And so then when everybody looks at that post, they go, oh, how did they have such perfect vacations every single time? The problem is the person didn't have a perfect vacation. And now when your friend goes and they don't have the perfect vacation, it's like, now you're trying to keep up with each other, and it's like, just go on the vacation. Like,
and I think a lot of people that post like vacations with their families, and some are really good, but they spend, and I thought about doing this once, and my husband and I went on vacation to Hawaii, and I couldn't enjoy the vacation because it's like, you got to get the perfect shot, you got to get the perfect, so people that do it with their children, again, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but I think they spend more time trying to get those shots and enjoy themselves.
That's what I was just about to say. And there's a flip side to that too. I'm really bad. In a good way, I will not have my phone out if we're on vacation. I'll usually leave it in the hotel room because everybody who wants to get a hold of me is with me. And like, you won't see camera out, you won't see a phone. The flip side of that though is I have no pictures of my vacation. I take no photos anytime we go anywhere. I enjoy it in the moment. It's in my memories, but there are times where I wish I had more photos and videos of what we were doing. And people who have social media, they're making sure they get those videos and those pictures because they want to post them. So they at least have those memories to come back with. Me, on the other hand, yes, I enjoyed the moment probably more than most people would, but I got nothing.
Now, the good thing is...
Like, can I hire somebody to just follow me around, videotape my vacation, not post on anything? That way I can just remember it, but...
The good thing is that we tend to go on vacation a lot together, the family. And I do take my phone and I do take pictures with it, so I'll send them to her.
You're really good about that, yeah.
Because again, I mean, it used to drive me nuts. My mom would be the type everywhere she took care of us. We'd go to a restaurant. Please, can you take a photo of our family? And it drove me nuts. Since she's passed away and I've got these photos, I regret doing that now. I wish I would listen to her, and I wish I would have allowed her, you know, not, because I get snotty about it. I don't want to put your mom. It was embarrassing. Now I wish I had done it more. So now I'm trying to do it more because I know those pictures mean a lot. I recently went through pictures that were my in-laws and my mother's and mine. And I think it was like 20,000 pictures, and I'm trying to categorize them now. So when we go, the girls will know who's in those pictures. And I've digitized them all, so they're on the computer.
Thank you.
I mean, they may just say, we don't need this, we don't know who the hell this is, but, you know, I want it there for them because I know me, my husband, both my girls, we have horrible memories. So, yes, we remember those things, but we don't remember them well enough. And so, you know, it's a way to keep track. And
then people, like, too, when they have, like social media, they'll be like, oh, on my memory feed, this popped up today. I am jealous of that. There's a lot of things in, like, my daughters, like, you know, birthdays and stuff. My mom's really good. She'll share it with me. She'll be like, oh, this popped up on my memory feed. This is Evelyn's. You know, we went on camping this one time. I do wish I had that. There are some aspects where I'm like, oh, man, that'd be cool.
Now, her being the firstborn, I took videotapes of everything she did. So my
poor sister.
We have hours and hours. When the second one came along, you don't do it as much. So, you know, you don't have as many hours, but I still have a lot of them together. And again, I digitize those. So, last question. How did you not end up being a gamer? Your dad is a gamer, I'm a gamer, your sister's a gamer. How did you end up not being a gamer? Because we tried to bring you to the dark side. You were at one point on the dark side. And when we lived in Iceland, you used to play games.
I get bored really quickly. I think that's the big thing. Like, I can play with you guys for a couple of hours. I can't sit there and play. I think that's it. I just can't. I enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed getting on this morning with you guys and yesterday, but I can't sit there. I lose focus, and the excitement drains really quickly. Like, at first I'll be like, oh, let's do this, and then it's kind of repetitive, even though it's different challenges every time. It's the repetitiveness for me, and then I'm like, and I need something new and exciting. Let's go move somewhere else and do something different. But I also, too, I feel like when we're not playing, I'm constantly doing something. Like, I feel like I have a lot I need to get done. Like, especially like being a single mom, living on my own. Like, there's always something. Yeah. Dishes, laundry, dog poop, weeding. Like, there is. So I'm trying to find that balance of getting on and playing with you guys, but getting stuff done too at the same time, because I work full time as well. So just trying to find the balance.
And it is a good thing, because internet or electronic addiction is a thing. And I will recommend to clients not to be online. Now, the thing is, my husband and I are semi-retired. So she works, long hours. We don't. I work 2 days a week.
God, that's got to be nice.
And I work about 5 hours a day on those 2 days a week. My husband works about 4 days a week, but he only works 3 to 4 hours a day. So we are semi-retired, so we have more time. Some evenings we will play games for 3 or 4 hours. Some we will watch TV. It's appropriate, I think, more for our age. Too many couples have issues when one plays video games and the other doesn't.
Yeah, if I don't know. I think if I was with somebody who played video games and they played 1 or 2 hours a day, that'd give me time to go do my things. Unless it was a game like I like playing, then we could play together kind of thing. But I think it's also when yes, they spend more than a couple hours, they spend their entire days doing it as a couple kind of thing. Or they pick really, really bad times to do it, if that makes sense. Like, first thing in the morning when you're like trying to get up and get a game plan for the day and get things done, or when the night weather's really nice out, like, they're like, this is what I want to do today. Like, I could see that.
Yeah. And that's why we have gaming things set up outside.
This is great. If I had a gaming, I'd play games more often.
Because my husband would feel guilty on nice days being inside.
Yeah.
But if we came out and played, then it was okay. But most time it causes issues is when one of the people wants to play like 6, 7 hours, and they're playing with their friends. So now the other person in the couple feels like they're being rejected because that person is playing with their friends 4 or 5 hours, every Saturday and every Sunday, and ignoring them. And that's where, it can definitely be detrimental to a relationship.
But that's why I also think it's important. If gaming is like your like thing, and date somebody who also likes gaming.
Yeah. And that is the answer.
It's really, really important to date people who are interested in the same things you are and not change yourself for it. So if somebody, even if you really, really like somebody, if it has a huge thing to you, it's really important to find somebody who also can understand your gaming, because understanding will last only so long. It's really important to find somebody else who also likes to game, so that, you guys can game together. You can spend that time together. It's not just an understanding, it's something you share together too.
And that's why a lot of people now, I think, are meeting people through gaming.
That's great, because you're both into it. That's your thing.
Yeah, it used to be, if you were into drinking and going out on Friday nights and doing country and western dancing, you'd go to local bars and meet somebody there that enjoyed it. So gaming is the same. They'll meet on Discord. They'll meet in a game, and they've met somebody who has the same interest. They used to meet at church. Dating's changed. I mean, how do you think it? Because in my day, you'd meet somebody at church, you'd meet somebody at school, you'd meet somebody, through friends of friends, you'd meet somebody.
I think it still happens like that, but I think online dating has become a big one too. But the problem with online dating, though, too, I'm just going to give my 2 cents on this one, is, again, it's like what we were talking about with social media, people putting on a facade. They feel like they have to portray themselves as something different than what they are. And they're not true and honest to who they are, and so there's a lot of fakeness to that too. And it's like,
that's something I thought of when you mentioned before. I think between my generation, your generation, is my generation. Most of us only use credit cards when necessary for things that we needed. There's always exceptions to the rule on that, but I think my generation did that more. But your generation...
My generation, it used to be, I think you're right, it used to be you save the money until you could afford it, and then you buy the item. Now it is completely acceptable to not have the money for the item, just put it on a credit card and pay off the minimum on that credit card. I'm different. That gives me anxiety. Talk about anxiety. I'm like, nope, I have to have the money before I'll buy it. But yeah, a lot of people I know, I have quite a few coworkers, friends, everybody who's got $10,000, $20,000 on credit card debt and don't even blink an eye. That's just normal. And I'm like, like,
and I have clients that are like, well, we don't think we're going to live long enough, so we'll just run it up and we'll just keep paying off. And it's like, you know, you don't think you're going to live long enough. Are you planning on dying, you know, when you're 50? But what happens if you turn 50 and you have no savings, you ran up all your credit cards? There's people, you know, 60, 70-year-olds having to go back to work. And again, this shows that my generation does do it. But I think in general now, people are very much on the idea that just run up our credit cards.
Well, and again, like the keeping up with the Joneses, having the brand new iPhone, having my iPhone, I make really good money. My iPhone is 5 years old, and I will not buy a new one until this thing dies. And I'm showing the back because you can tell what year the iPhone is based on the cameras. Okay. That's what I'm showing that.
Something she knows more about tech than me.
Now, other people will be like, well, iPhone's your first mistake. Like, that's one of the most... And I that's where I understand, but I have an iPad. I have everything. I Apple, so anyway, it links together. But no, and then even when I need to buy a new one, there is no way in heck I'm buying a brand new one. I'm going to be buying a refurbished one. Like, I know people who literally go out and buy the new phone to have the newest camera setting, to have the newest everything, and they make a quarter of what I do. And it's like, I just can't imagine. Or new cars, to just have something new, to have, and I'm sure there's a whole psychology behind that too, but no, it's...
As much as I like technology, I got to admit the phones are the one thing I won't pay thousands of dollars. As I said, we have a lot of technology, but we can afford it right now. But the phones, to me, we're using my phone right now to film this, and the camera on it is really nice. But again, it was refurbished, and it's it's an older model. I think it's a couple of years old now.
Yeah. Now, where I will spend my money, my vacations.
Disneyland.
Disneyland, I will. And that's the most, sorry, I'm getting over a cold, I apologize. That's the most opposite things. I'm over here going, I would not buy a new phone. I would not do this. And I know there's a something around it where people are like, you realize that Disney is just keep upping their prices and it's no longer affordable and blah, 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 blah. I know, but I still love it. And I will spend my money on that. But I think that's it. But again, I won't put myself in debt in it. I won't put my Disneyland trips on my credit card and be like, I'll pay it off later. I will just forego going out to eat and buying a new phone and doing all this other stuff. And I will save. And then I will easily drop $6,000, $7,000 on my Disney trip.
I will.
And not bat an eye and not feel guilty about it.
I will say, I think part of that is when we were raising both of our kids, when they'd get an allowance, they had to split it 3 ways. They had to put some aside for gifts for other people, some aside for savings, and some they could keep for themselves. And so I think from a very early age, we taught them to save. It didn't always work. I mean, but in general, both girls they've always worked. They've always been good when it comes to their bills. They've never used credit cards for, things that they didn't need.
In my 20s, but I did it for other people.
Yeah.
I did it for other people to try and, I don't know, buy friendships or whatever it was, but, oh no, I put myself in credit card. I was in like $10,000 credit card debt. I've since got myself out of it, but I bought other people things, never myself, but I did have that mistake. But no, and I'm trying that with my daughter now. She gets an allowance and I just got her, it's called Greenlight, and it's like a little debit card. But instead of giving them cash, you put money on that. But you can also have them invest money. So we're talking about stocks and bonds and stuff like that. And now I don't do it through there because I don't like, we get all into this, but I don't like the investment accounts they have on there. There's other ones that I prefer. So I'm having her move money over into another account. It's like $2 out of the $9 she gets. And then we're going to learn about investing it in stocks and bonds and all that kind of fun stuff.
So that's why I wonder, again, I said my generation, but was it my generation that taught your generation to be less frugal? Do you think Because somewhere along the lines, things changed.
No,
I mean,
this is where I'm going to sound very. I think it's a corporation thing. I don't think it was a parental thing. I think it was just constant media output and things from companies to where we made it acceptable for everybody to just think it was okay with credit cards. Because I don't remember a single friend's parents or anybody who was just like, screw it, credit card everything. Okay. But at the same time, if credit cards were around when you were a kid, maybe your parents might have done it. It's a new technology, is what I'm saying. Like, because credit cards weren't like that, and now they are. If we didn't have credit cards, people probably wouldn't do this.
I do remember as a teenager, there were credit cards. My dad refused to use credit cards. Absolutely refused to. He was one of, if you don't have cash, you don't. So I was raised that way. But nowadays, you have to have a credit card. You have to have credit. You can't exist. For people that refuse credit cards, you can't get anything in life anymore. So you do have to build
even down
credit.
to the basic things. Like I put my daughter on my credit card because I paid it off every week. The entire amount. I don't have anything. I've got very, very good credit. And I put her on there so that when she turns 18, she's now got credit. Because you can't, I mean, you can't get an apartment. You can't get a car. You can't, basic life stuff now you cannot have without credit. So I set that up so that when she comes right out at 18, she'll have, now she could ruin it in a year, no problem, really quickly if she doesn't do the right things, but still give her that leg up. So hopefully she does, have a good start.
So if you notice Amber is not here, that's because we realized that this video that we recorded has gone extra long, like an hour and 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in half, and we're going to do this in parts 1 and parts 2. So if you've enjoyed part 1, please join us next for part 2. Thank you.